Dov'è Gavis? Jemut live sorry. Keso tubi. Jemut taivri depan. Endo jagun Charles lui vali miri. Endo jagun Costas. Un tairi vali Sirio trikilsa. Jemut kiven jui depan. Unei siti vili vilat. Un tairi valotti.
Okay, so I was thinking, have you guys seen the sitcom called Rules of Engagement? It's
I have
from like
not.
10 years ago. Oh, because I thought we fit the characters really well because you have Megan Price, who's like, she's kind of the older, like stern one who would be me, kind of settled down. And then there's a character who's like younger and engaged and is like really fun. I said, well, that's Tara. And then there's like the swinging single wild card who's played by David Spade. And I was like, well, that's Brandy. So
David Spade.
I said, that's our TV show. I think we relate to that very well.
I like that.
Which got me thinking, like, if we were to think of board games, because I've played a lot of them in the past couple months in quarantine, which one like relates to the Minifan world? And I thought Clue, because there's a lot of paranoia and finger pointing. So you could have, oh, it was R.A. Menahan in the Discord with a candlestick emoji. So Tara, what board game were you thinking of?
So I came up with a few. This I didn't really think too much about. So there's one game called Don't Wake Daddy.
I don't know that.
So, and this was from a long time ago, so I haven't obviously played it in a while, but it's basically, you don't wake up daddy. The kids are like trying to go get food from the fridge. And I thought it was just really funny because Kirk is like, daddy, and then we don't want to piss him off. So it's like, it kind of just was like, oh, okay, this is a no-brainer. Different concept, however, it's like the same end goal. Like, we don't want to make them mad, and we're, some people are tiptoeing around and kind of walking on eggshells these days. So I thought that was a good representation. And then my other one wasn't really a board game, but it was Jenga, because I feel like we're all
balancing.
Yep, we're all like, trying to do as much as we can, and then at one point or another, everything just like falls apart for a brief moment of time, and then we pick up the pieces and then we just start building again. So I think that's also, so those are mine.
I thought of that one too. Brandy, what did you come up with?
So Clue was actually one that I thought of too, Lauren. So we were on the same page there.
Oh.
But the other ones on my list, I actually had two that kind of go hand in hand. I had Trouble and Sorry.
I almost put Sorry.
I feel like, every day or every other day, Kirk is always mentioning, somebody's on his bad side from the world. They've said something, they've done something. And then it seems like the next day they're trying to really overcome that and apologize to him and make things better. And it seems like it's a constant battle of trouble and sorry.
There you go. I also thought, I think there's a game called Risk. I don't really know how it works, but I think everyone dies in it. And I said, well, maybe that could be us as well. So
Yes.
let's hope not, but
Yeah.
some days. So we have a big weekend coming up with the 5K. How is the training going? Brandy, are you ready?
I'm
Okay.
ready. I actually took my dog with me yesterday and learned very quickly that she will not be going with me on Saturday. She doesn't have
can
quite
be-
the best pace.
Oh, okay. Does she drag you or do you drag her?
A little bit of both. She's a beagle. So if she catches a scent, she's gone, but then she catches another scent and I have to pull her along. So she's not the best partner in crime at all.
No, I feel you on that one. I wish I could run with my dogs more, but they jolt in front of me, and I said I'm gonna get hurt if I keep trying to do this. So. Tara, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I mean, I didn't plan on running just because that's not something that I was ever really good at or, pursued. So I'm just walking it out, and I've been walking almost every day. So my fiance and I are going out walking Saturday. Undecided whether or not we will drive up to where Kirk is or if we're just going to stay around here. I feel like on one hand it'd be fun, but on the other hand we're not running, so it's not like we'll be like at his pace. So it's like, okay, whatever. So I've just been, going at my own pace, and should be fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the app. I downloaded it. I kind of saw what it was about. And it sounds like there will be communication within the race, but I'm not really sure. I want no part of any kind of video because I've done some races and I can tell you I am the ugliest runner on the planet. Like, the Baywatch intro where they're slow motion on the beach. I'm the exact opposite of that. So please, no video. I want nothing to do with it. But I have my course planned out. I'm not really getting together with anybody, but I'm still really looking forward to just the community aspect of it is fun. I think we all kind of need a bonding thing, and we've all been cooped up. So
for sure.
I'm excited. Now, poor Mike. I'm going to, Brandy, I'm going to defend your man a little bit, because if somebody took a picture of me running up a hill half bent over, we would be fighting for a long time. So
my thoughts exactly. I was not impressed for him. I can't imagine being in his position. I would have been one very unhappy person had that video been of me and gone public that way.
And what a good sport he is, because I probably would have deleted my Twitter by now.
Same. I don't know how he does it, and I feel like he does his best.
I don't know how he does it.
He plays it off so well, and I'm sure there's some days where he might be impacted by it, but if it was me, I'd be like, I don't know, I some days I'm up here, but I would be like in the ground, like
oh, for sure.
I'd be
I do have to say, so I'm very open with my family about, the show and things like that. And I have a niece who is 10 or 11.
And my daughter's age then. So
okay. So I was, watching the videos, and my niece happened to be watching it with me, and she goes, "Please tell me Mike's in the wheelchair." And I said, "Oh my goodness, like I don't even know how to respond, like just no filter." And I'm like, "Oh man, poor Mike."
Do you blame the quarantine? Just we can, it's
I'm like,
a lifetime.
It's not a good angle,
It's a terrible angle. Like I said, oh my goodness.
Matter so much. I mean, anytime I take a photo or anything, like angles definitely play a big part in looking.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh, that's funny. So they've mixed it up with us this week, and they've been taping at night, dropping the show at midnight.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about it personally. I'm a morning person, and like I'm all for plugging in the morning, and that's when I have the most quiet time, so it's uninterrupted. But for me, like my clock is so set at 11 to have the show. I find myself at like I'm almost lost. I'm like, wait a second,
Yeah.
what's happening? And I don't even know what day it is. I feel like it's Tuesday, so I'm getting myself confused. Tara, are you doing better than I am
I
with this?
feel like I'm on the same page as you. On one hand, it's really cool to, wake up, start it, and get myself ready to go. But then I find myself midday and then in the afternoon kind of lost on what to do or listen to because at 11 or, a little after it drops, I'm listening to it on and off while doing my work. So I have pretty much the whole afternoon to listen to it. So it fills up my day. But in the morning, I can just get through it so fast. And then I'm like, okay, now what? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, now I need to, fill the time with other things. Good thing there's a lot of YouTube content because I still need to catch up on
absolutely.
that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's a good change. And Kirk said today that he would switch it up. I mean, he knows how bored people get or, how people are. So a little bit of night and then morning shows be really good just to switch it up. So
Nice. Brandy?
I enjoy the late night taping early drop because I'm a morning person as well. And mornings for me, especially working from home, are a lot quieter. So I'm able to listen to it as I start my day. Whereas in the afternoons, it's when I have a lot of my meetings that are hours long and I can't fit it in. And so it definitely is a lot easier for me to have that late night drop and the early morning drop just because I can feel like I'm more on top of it. I don't feel like I'm behind anymore. Whereas
yeah.
if it was
Right.
dropping at 11, I sometimes wouldn't get to it until 8, 9 o'clock at night. And then I fall
Right.
asleep and have to try and finish it the next day before I start the next one. So
Right.
now I feel like I'm able to stay on top of things a little better.
Yeah, I do feel like Twitter has kind of had to adjust to it because not everyone's now listening at the same time as I am because I'm usually done the show by 8 a.m.
Y-
So I'll kind
Yeah.
of see the responses trickle in a little bit slower at this point, but I think we're all kind of adjusting. I don't think they're taping tonight. So as we sit here and talk about how great the morning drop is, I don't think we will have one tomorrow morning.
Right.
No.
I'm not getting the text that says call in right now. So we're good.
Right.
No. But they keep us on our toes. So good job to them. You never know. There could be reasoning behind it that we don't even know about. Sometimes that happens, but
Yeah.
that seems to have a lot of chatter about it. So
Yeah.
either way, a daily show, I'll take it. And
Right.
they've been very generous this week with the time. So thank you very
Yes.
much for that.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Definitely.
appreciate that very much.
Mm.
So I thought we would just talk real quick because it has been just all over the place. The Call Her Daddy, the Peter Nelson. I'm not a Call Her Daddy listener. Are either of you?
No.
No.
No. I think Kirk said he doesn't think there's a lot of crossover between fans of this show and that. I mean, maybe there are, and I don't judge. But okay, so my main takeaway from this is Peter Nelson and this Sophia woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone is a fraud because how are these two people dating? Who is not being themselves at home? I think it's her.
Yeah.
Brandy?
I said the same thing.
Okay.
There's something fishy about this relationship. Very much so. Especially now that you see all of this coming about with the wanting out of the Barstool contract and personally, I know it's not. I know age is just a number. It's not all about looks. But come on, look at the age difference. Look at the way he looks. There's something fishy going on there. It's not all what it's cracked up to be, and it's not what she's making it out to be at all.
Tara?
I agree with that, and I'm not surprised. I feel like there are a lot of relationships like that, especially in, you know, the media and Hollywood or whatever. So I feel like there's definitely something odd going on. I mean, I didn't really know too much about the guy as this has come up. I'm like, you know what I mean? And I know they're really playing
Mhm.
off on it and whatnot. I just think the whole thing is bizarre with just, you know, the video that came out and the deals and all of that stuff. It's just like, especially being in the middle of the contract and being offered so much. And it's just, I don't know, it's just really bizarre to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't follow them at all, and I don't really know the details, just as what has been coming up, but it's
Yeah.
really icky.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't listened to the show, but even like the
Yeah,
clips that I've heard, I'm 0% surprised that this is scripted because no one on the planet sits around and talks like that. Both
right.
the dialect, the tone, and what they're saying. Like if I was sitting here and one of you started talking like that, I'd be like, go in the other room and have like a session and then come back and be normal because what is happening?
Yeah.
I will admit, I tried when I first started listening to Kirk and I started, hearing more about the Barstool podcast and such. I turned the podcast on once just to kind of get a feel for it. I don't think I made it 3 minutes in, and I was like, "What is this? Like, these are not conversations that people have. This is disgusting, disturbing, not my cup of tea at all."
Right.
But
And
apparently it's a lot of people's cup of tea. So
I'm
It
surprised, to be honest.
shocks me.
Maybe I'm
It
just
shocks
that
me.
far off and cut out from the world, but I'm really
Yeah.
surprised that anybody listens to it.
I
Right.
don't know
Yeah.
the things these days that people can do and just
Mhm.
get a whole shitful of downloads and all of that. Like they were being offered so much money, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life here? Not that I'm going to
Well,
resort to
it's
that.
called integrity, Tara.
Right.
That's okay. It's
Right.
okay. Okay, so those are all the quick hits that we had. So now we're going to dive into something that I'm going to admit I am not really sure what's happening. So I'm going to pass this on to whoever wants to take it from here because
Randy.
we've been working on The Bachelorette. I don't know what's happening. Tara, you want to fill us in?
All right, so I'll just, start us
Okay.
off. So
All
I
right.
created the application. We had about like maybe 25 or something responses, so that was really
Excellent.
good.
Mhm.
So Brandy went through them all, and I think we're going to do maybe like a 5-week first season of the Minifan Bachelorette. So basically, what's going to happen is each week Brandy is going to, announce these challenges for the guys or girls, whoever, but mostly guys, right? They're all men from
Um,
Twitter.
from
I
what
didn't
the
see.
applications
Okay.
say, I mean,
Okay, well that's the thing. Some of them
We
weren't
welcome
really,
all applicants.
yes,
some of them were definitely not truthful,
right.
considering somebody submitted one for Dave Portnoy himself. So please
Ooh,
skip that
Wow.
one.
Hey now.
get it, girl.
We'll see if
So
he makes the cut.
um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk about all of them now, obviously, but I think what we'll do is Brandy and I talked about having, 2 eliminations per week just to make it short and sweet. Because there are 10 contestants, and then we'll just, eliminate and then have the final person at the end. So Brandy is going to announce her picks.
So I narrowed it
Ooh.
down to 10. Not
Oh,
everybody followed directions and left their Twitter handle. So I
guys.
had to kind of note some other descriptive things from the application. Um,
Are we surprised?
so no, and that was my
Okay.
thing. I was like, if I base this on who can follow directions, I'd be down to like 5, but
Right.
I
we
was
still
going to
played
say,
along.
shouldn't it be a deal breaker if you couldn't fill out 6 questions
Right. I think
correctly?
more
It
was
should
like,
be.
wasn't more like there wasn't why were only 80% of the applications filled out or something. Like, there was only an 80% completion rate, and I'm like, it really shouldn't be that hard.
No, it shouldn't, but that just proves what we're working with here.
Okay.
So I
No
did
offense.
narrow it down to 10, no
Okay.
particular order. Um,
Okay.
we've narrowed it down to Barstool Advisor,
Okay.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. He
I had to think of who that was because I'm so used to
BA.
the
I know, I wrote
nickname.
down
I'm
the
like, wait, who is that? So my apologies.
I actually took notes and I wrote down their Twitter handles, and next to him I actually had to put BA because I knew I would forget to.
Wait, who's that?
Funny.
Then there was the Kirk Minifan, who is the Twitter handle. I
Good.
do recall meeting him in Madawaska. He's not on Twitter a whole lot, but he was in Madawaska. The third one I have down was actually John from Scranton, with co-applicant Mrs. John from Scranton. So
Oh.
that one just kind of intrigued my interest just slightly. Gonna learn
You
more.
gotta throw that on there for the content for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
There's one, the Twitter handle was Billings Samuel. Not sure if it's
No,
a real person, don't know that Twitter handle, but went with it.
Okay.
Then we have somebody who couldn't follow directions. They are 46 with tattoos and said that we would go on a socially distanced walk.
Okay.
I have my ideas on who that might be, but I won't speculate.
Okay. So DM Tara or Brandy if you are 40. Is this what we're giving them
Yeah.
directions right now? Okay.
Yeah,
If
just
that's you, let us know.
Yes.
yeah.
The other one I had, the Twitter handle is AR Sanborn 603.
Ooh.
I'm
Fancy.
Wow.
I know I'm not familiar with that one either, so brought some Minifans out of the woodworks here.
Is that a kind of gun?
I don't know. I don't know guns.
Either.
All right. Neither. I don't know. I was
Came
just
from me,
curious.
I really don't. I have no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know.
It probably is.
Oh my gosh.
We have another one who couldn't follow directions, so they're gonna have to DM one of us as well. If you're 36 with tattoos and your date would be a KMS event, let us
Ooh.
know.
Sounds like a good kind of guy anyway.
It
They
is.
really took to the tattoo thing, huh? They're like, I have an in.
They
the
did. Now it's just a matter of proving that you have those tattoos.
That's very true.
Right.
Very
We want to see it.
Yes. I don't
Yeah,
care
you
where
do.
it is. I want proof.
Oh my.
Lauren's like, oh, it's getting spicy.
This could get interesting. Then we had Deadpool _ Kirk.
Oh, I've seen him. around.
Okay, I was gonna say I feel like I've seen that one around, but it wasn't
Yeah.
clicking with me.
Mhm.
Then we had Jay with 4 Ys.
Okay.
I don't know that name either,
Okay.
but we're
Okay.
going with it. And the last one we have is Scooby-Doo Pinata.
Ooh, I've heard of him.
So those are the 10 that I chose.
This is bizarre.
Now,
I
Now,
just
you
picture
know-
you on these dates calling them these names like AR
Hey,
Sanborn
Scooby-Doo Pinata.
625, and that is
I've been thinking the same thing. I'm like, they're gonna have to, if you're not comfortable with real first name, I get it, but you got to give yourself some sort of name.
yeah,
Right. I mean, you're not going to dox them, nothing like that. Like this is
No.
just like for fun, and
Yes.
we need
I
to have
just
something.
need,
We need to work with something.
something easier than these Twitter handles.
More than
Right.
Deadpool Kirk.
Or Scooby-Doo Pinata. And I did have to throw out there for those 10 that I chose, like any good reality show, there's always a twist.
Oh boy.
So there is an 11th contestant who did not submit an application, but I decided that it would be a write-in.
Hey, it's your call. Of
Yeah,
course, you're
completely
in charge here.
I'm like on the edge of my seat.
I know.
I know.
Will be kept anonymous. He will
Okay.
not he won't be participating in the same contest because he's anonymous.
Okay.
But just let those 10 know that there is another contender that they won't be able to see or hear from, so they don't know what they're up against.
Mystery contender. Is this a, there are people who just seriously do not want any part of having their face put anywhere, which,
Yes.
hey,
Okay.
we are okay with that in this show. We allow that.
This is a Minifan, verified Minifan, is on Twitter, not into the game show scene, and I completely respect that. So
Absolutely.
I like the twist.
yes.
Right. So
And he is aware
to
ask for him out there as a twist. So I did clarify that with him prior to this.
I like that. So we're gonna have mystery player updates along with, you said 2 a week, Tara?
Yeah. So what I have is I created a Twitter account for The Bachelorette, and I'll go ahead. So either, myself and Brandy will have access to that. Lauren, if you want, you can too. So I was thinking for the first week, the contestants make a short video of themselves talking about their interests, favorite qualities of themselves, or strengths that they may have, something short, just to kind of introduce introduce them to the world, kind of like those MTV trash reality shows like Next, where they're like, I'm here and I like this, and I'm here for whatever. Yeah,
that demo, it was fierce.
Yeah. For someone who's never been on a dating show or anything like that, I could be. So basically we'll announce the first challenge on the Twitter account and do all that, and then next week we'll do the elimination and then announce the next challenge. So
that will be on this show, or is that going to be its own show?
There's so many shows, so I feel like, it's
we're going to condense it right in here.
Yes.
They can face all three of us. Nothing scary about that.
Yes.
Nah, I think it'll be cool. More people will watch us.
Yes. And I love that there's, the own Twitter page that you created, because then they have to put the video up for everybody to see. It's not kept to just us.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah. Yep. No secrets here for the most part. Only the ones that we respect. But other than that, we have to make it fun. And, I think it'd be cool to see what these guys have. So.
Yeah, I would suggest, guys, if you wanted to take any advice, maybe show your ink in your videos if you have any, and maybe if you have a dog, throw them in there with you. So.
Yes,
that's bonus points, right, Brandy?
The dogs are always welcome. Always.
Two things that can't miss, apparently, well, with Brandy at least. So
tattoos.
Me, I'd be like, you gotta turn around, but
right.
This isn't my show.
Well, you'll be on season 2, Lauren.
Yeah.
No, no, thank you. So this has been a quick one. Does anyone have anything to add?
I don't think so.
I think we covered all the bases. I think keeping it light is good. We'll leave all the drama and crap to the other shows.
Yeah, and the drama really was last week, so it seems to have passed, and things seem to be back to normal. I do think that. Did you guys watch Menner's YouTube show yet?
I started watching the one he did today. I haven't finished today's Menner's in the morning yet, but I did start that one.
Yeah, because I do think part of what he was saying was right. It's like, okay, Kirk's grouchy today. No one needs to. It's not the end of the world. We've all seen this. He will get over it. Instead of picking at him and picking at each other, just put your phone down for a couple hours and take a walk.
Being like all of us.
It's going to be okay.
And I think everybody can relate to that too as human beings. We've all experienced it with significant others or siblings. They have a bad day, they snap at you once, and then you feel like it's an end to just keep picking. And it's just give them their space, back off.
Or when you're at work. Yeah.
Yeah. Give them a half an hour to an hour, and guess what? They're going to forget about it, and so are you.
Yes. Right. Yes. We can all move on.
And I also think with that, just quickly, is I think, because Kirk does a lot for us and is very transparent, you know, sometimes that has consequences, and some of it might get to him, you know, with a lot of people DMing him. And I know that he opened that platform, but sometimes it's a lot, you know, when you're going through your own stuff and then other people are kind of, I mean, I wouldn't want that sometimes too. I mean, we're, like I said, we're all human. And I think, you know, that's where those boundaries get, you know, unseen at times. But I know that a lot of us, or those who do reach out to him, aren't doing it in a, you know, to be negative or anything. But, you know, you just have to know that he's going through stuff, or maybe he's not. And you just have to respect that there are going to be good days and bad days. That's all.
I agree, and things have calmed down, so we're not
Right.
going to. We're here having a good time. So
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
yes, no drama here, nothing to report.
No.
No.
So with that, good luck everyone on Saturday.
Yes.
You
All
too.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.